News, a service of Progressive Windows and Doors. The big story for 30, Weatherford's proposed TIF district. I'm John Matthews. The city of Weatherford is focusing on retail development. Mayor Mike Brown spoke about the effort to attract big box retail.
Half the people are going to love it, half of them are going to hate it. We're always looking to expand. We're trying to grow, not like I said, not at a fast pace, but we want to be progressive. And we want to try to be a place that people want to live here. We want to talk about quality of life. We've always been a safe city. We've always been a clean city. We want to be a progressive city. So those are the things that we're looking at as we look to the future.
Brown says the city is working on a tax increment financing district in an effort to develop retail establishments near Tractor Supply. Custer County District 1 Commissioner Wade Anders is running for re-election. Anders shares one major project he's working on for them next term.
It's what we call the Custer City Road, which it's going to start down south of Love's off the interstate, and then it's going to go north. That's 3.5 miles down to the county line, and then it going 3 miles north up to the curves where it goes towards Custer City. That's a project just like Lauder Road project. And so I started it about 6 years, almost 7 years ago, and during this term that's coming up, I'd like to have it to where it's either going to start or at least it's sitting on the shelf waiting on the money, because the money for projects have really got expensive.
Anders says the project is funded through state and federal grant money. He says the work could potentially cost over $8 million. District 2 Custer County Commissioner Bruce Walker recently discussed the heat and air system in the Custer County Jail with county commissioners. He says there is a persistent issue with the temperature sensor in the facility.
Right now we have up in the upstairs area where they control all that stuff, there's thermostats up there, but they're just monitoring temperature. But I'm of the opinion that we'd be better off to go back to manual thermostats if that's a possibility.
Commissioners took no action, but Walker says he will look into the possibility of controlling the temperature manually. We'll have more news coming up next.
Progressive Windows and Doors.
Hi, Jeremy here. Although most windows appear to be equal, there are differences in their performance and function that can greatly impact how they protect you and your home. We have engineered our windows to keep out the harshest of elements while maintaining ease of operation. To see for yourself, come visit our plant and showroom. We are located just 2 miles south and 2 miles east of Fairview on the Isabella Blacktop.
Sherman Engineered, Oklahoma built.
The mayor of the town of Carnegie says through official proclamation, the town of Carnegie has been recognized as a Purple Heart town, honoring the service and sacrifice of those wounded or killed in combat while serving the nation. Officials say Purple Heart Town signs should begin to be installed at all entrances to Carnegie this week. Drug overdose numbers are trending upward locally, says officials with Southwestern Oklahoma Development Authority in Burns Flat. Steve Berry is the division director for substance use, prevention, and treatment for SWODA.
We want to make folks aware that while overdose deaths are down, and that's an awesome thing, people still are taking too much and putting their lives at risk. So the numbers of overdoses are actually up locally, and we suspect there's some new substances being added to the illicit drug supply.
Berry says prescription drugs are trustworthy, but he encourages testing of substances obtained elsewhere. Here's state news with the Radio Oklahoma Network.
News from the Radio Oklahoma News Network. I'm Ann Roberts. A new collaboration will address the shortage of medical specialists in rural Oklahoma. State Capitol correspondent Trey Davis explains.
TSAT has awarded a $6.7 million legacy grant to the Chickasaw Foundation to establish graduate medical education programs at Chickasaw Nation Health. In partnership with the OU College of Medicine and the Chickasaw Nation, residency and fellowship programs will be created or expanded in pediatrics, obstetrics, gynecology, rheumatology, and adult and pediatric endocrinology.
There are a lot of vacant homes across the state, so much so that a new study ranks the state tied with Kansas for having the most vacant properties in the country. Oklahoma's vacancy rate is nearly twice that of the national average. More on these stories at RadioOklahomaNews.com. From the Radio Oklahoma News Network, I'm Ann Roberts.
News at 7:30, a service of Progressive Windows and Doors. Coming up next, we'll look at local funeral notices after word from Lee Hometown Funeral Home.
When you lose a loved one, it's important to have someone who's compassionate, understanding, and personal. Brandon Lee with Lee's Hometown Funeral Home in Clinton is dedicated to honoring your loved ones with heartfelt service. His goal is to create meaningful tributes that celebrate lives while guiding you with every step of the final process. Whether it's a traditional service, cremation, or pre-planning, if you have already purchased a funeral plan elsewhere, they will honor it as if it was their own. At Lee Hometown Funeral Home, they continue the tradition of caring and personal service. Please visit today to experience the difference.
A rosary service for 42-year-old Juan Fernando Martinez Tovar will be held tonight at 6 o'clock at the Hyman Chapel of Lee Hometown Funeral Home. He worked in the oil field industry. A Mass of Christian burial will be held Friday at noon at the St. Mary Catholic Church in Clinton. Burial will be at the Clinton Cemetery. Services under the direction of Lee Hometown Funeral Home in Clinton. Funeral services for 77-year-old Barbara Janelle Craig will be held on Monday at 10 o'clock at the First Baptist Church in Mountain View. Services under the direction of Ray Martha's Funeral Home in Mountain View. Today's funeral notice is a service of Brandon Lee at Lee Hometown Funeral Home in Clinton.
The Morning Show with Val DeGal and John Matthews is brought to you today by Advanced Financial Strategies. Find them at retirewithbaca.com.
Do you see yourself traveling, working